Alright guys, today I want to go over variables and data types. So before I go over variables, I have to go over data types. So let's just go ahead and open up the console. And so data is pretty much everything that we put into a sheet. The reason you can see my cursor moving is because of data from the trackpad based on, and it's comparing data based on where my finger is on the trackpad relative to where it was, and then it determines where my cursor should be. It also uses data from settings that I put in for how much trackpad movement there should be. Just like when I type, it determines which character should be displayed based on data, which key is assigned to what character. So there's more to it. We're going to go over two types of data today, and there's way more than two. Actually, we're going to be going over more than two types of data, but really it comes down to just two for JavaScript. And again, these are technically more than two types of data, but numbers and strings are what we'll be going over. So I'm going to start off with numbers, and there are two types of numbers. There's just regular numbers, integers, and then there are float numbers, basically what JavaScript stores numbers like these with basically the value of the number itself, and then sign value, which is 0 or 1. In programming, 0 is negative. 0 is for false, and 1 is for true. And then for floating point numbers like this, it'll store the sign value, whether it's negative or positive. The integer, so this would just right here, basically just get rid of the decimal point, and that's what it stores. And then, well, before the integer, and I forgot to mention the exponent value, which is basically just like scientific notation times 10 to the power of to the negative power. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, excuse me. The next type of data, after this, is strings. Okay. So what are strings? Well, as you can see here, these are all strings. Okay. So when we type on our keyboard, we all have unique characters. These characters up here. These are all characters, right? So to distinguish a character, well, first, so if we wanted to have the character E, the letter E, which is a character of 4, or the and symbol, these are all characters, alright? So if we wanted to have a group of characters, those would be a string, okay? So we can put that, the way we distinguish strings is simply with quotes, okay? We just put them in quotes, and then there we go. Now we have our string. And without it, JavaScript would be looking for something named F, whatever that, that whole title right there, for fluidity. But our quotes tell it that we actually have a string here, okay? That's basically what a string is. I actually had a whole bit written out about this, but I don't want to waste any time going over it. It's not really that much. I'll just include a link to it if you're really interested. And also, I want to go over some escape characters. And what an escape character is basically tells it that what we're typing isn't necessarily. I'll go over that right now. Okay, so let's say we have a string in it. Let's say we want to quote something in our string. We have the cool lemonade. And cool is in quotes here. Alright. Well, as you can see here, we have an error because it thinks we're trying to end our string there, and then suddenly there's a syntax problem because, well, it thinks we started a new statement without ending the previous statement. So what if we wanted to make that one string? Well, it's really simple. To create an escape character, we just put a backslash before the character that we want to escape, and then suddenly it's part of the string. Isn't that beautiful? Excuse me. So we could also do this with a new line, because if we want to create a new line, we can't just, well, I don't believe we can. We can't just split it up like that. Alright? Yeah, we can't do that. So we can create a backslash, and it says that's one line. And we split it up and just says that this character right here doesn't really matter. You could also use a special escape character, I guess, to create a new line, which is just using a letter that has a certain value. So backslash n for new line, and you see how that works. Or we could use backslash t for a tab or indent, just like that. And there are a whole bunch of them. We can even use backslash if we wanted to write an actual backslash rather than escape something. So just play around with it. Now variables are exactly what they are in algebra. So if we want to have a value, we want to represent a value with a letter, we could just assign one. F equals 5, and now f is equal to 5. So f plus 5 is equal to 10. F minus 2 is equal to 3. Because f is equal to 5, we can even have a full name, a full word as a variable. Remember, this is not a string because it's not quotes. And we can have strings for variables. So my string is, this is my string. Alright? And we could actually, let's have another string. Another string. Cool. Hope you like it. Okay. My string. Another string. And we can add them like that. You can have a string containing these two strings, okay? So you could have a variable containing these two strings, and that's our full string now, okay? So that's how variables work. You could have a variable containing like equals 5 plus 2. Again, this is just how variables work. I think it's pretty it's pretty much it. Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, maybe I didn't explain it right. It's pretty late. Just send them to me, and I'll probably redo the video, to be honest. Alright, thank you.